last one, go there. I like the way that we finished with that. It's the one that grabs the bull by the horns, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, well, going there means, visit your customers, travel with your engineers. The thing to avoid is sitting in your office and being viewed. This is a matter of respect from your organization and even your customers, right? If you're not going there and showing that, you're willing to have those conversations with customers. Sometimes those customers aren't so happy, right? And you're willing to, go and just invest some of your time with your team members. It's a huge thing for them to be able to do that. And for you to gain the respect of your team, you need to be able to do that. And, again, you have to manage your calendar. So a lot of these things are interrelated, of course. If you can't manage your calendar and you're sitting at your desk, you might think you have the respect of your team. You might think you're being effective and, you're pulling all your data, so on and so forth. But the deep understanding that you get of a situation because you've gone there can't be replaced. And the last point I'll make there is it's important to have the conversation and build a relationship before you have to have a difficult conversation. Because if your first conversation is a difficult conversation, I can pretty much guarantee you it's not going to go well. It's going to go much better if you already build a relationship. Yeah,
and the fundamental for me on all relationship building is trust. And how do we establish that trust? We do it by exactly what you're saying. We do the ride along with the engineers. We spend time with the customers, whatever it's required of us. But especially when it's our team, the simple fact of being, and I've done this in a number of occasions in different parts of my career. I touched on I've done hospitality. When you're running a multi-million-pound restaurant and the team see you chipping in, washing the dishes at the end of the night, so we can all get home. When you're running, when you're head of sales for the EMEA region, and you bring the team together, and you're there to do the cold calling alongside them all, that just builds a camaraderie that you cannot buy that. And when it comes to those hard conversations, like you said, they're so much easier because there's that trust, and that's built out of a little bit of mutual respect of being prepared to step back. Ron, you've been incredibly gracious with your time and sharing some great insights. I've got one final question, if I may. I think these are great insights for those watching that want to be developing and accelerating their own growth. And for those that are looking at this and thinking, okay, how can I apply these? How can I encourage? How can I take the mentor role for my direct line report, who I want to be nurturing and stepping up into my role? Something I know you've done a lot across your career. What's the way that we can apply these kind of learnings in terms of a mentorship, in terms of helping develop those that are working alongside us, those that we want to be able to replace? So, I would break it into three general areas. One is, you've got to be forward looking, whether that's, goal setting for yourself or your organization, or just thinking about the terrain that you're about to, navigate through. If you're forward looking, you start to do things like, think about, how do I raise my game so my team can raise their game? How do I make sure that the development is happening? The second thing I would say is, this kind of reflects a Warren Buffett comment, it's alignment. You need to, your communication skills help you align with others. And the alignment is a thread that you probably heard a lot in all of my different deadly sins. If you're not aligned with your organization, or if your organization under you isn't aligned, and I've certainly seen that, you have a problem. So alignment is one of these things. You're always got to be chasing gaps, and we'll look out for those balloons and the discussion we had earlier. And then the last thing I would just say is, don't be afraid. And again, this goes back to communication. Set the narrative in your organization for you. I've done things that I thought that were hugely important was, making sure I've got a mission statement, making sure that I set values. And, in the old Coherent, we didn't have company values yet. I'm setting values for the organization ahead of time. And I'm doing what I call, and this started at the pandemic, quarterly business reviews. And I'm literally getting hundreds of people in to hear, a 1-hour presentation on, last quarter and all of the things that we've done in the service organization. If you set the narrative, I think you set yourself up for success within your organization, and that sets your team up for success. So be forward looking,
training, work on alignment always, and set the narrative.
Excellent.
Those would be my pieces of advice.
Okay, hopefully you found that really useful as a service leader. That's what our purpose here is to try and help you as a service leader be the best that you can. That's why we've got a library of over 600 hours worth of content. That's why I'm always speaking to some of the best people, the smartest people in the industry. Now the great news is you can access all of that content. We normally just charge £45 a month or £450 a year, but we're so confident in the value that we provide, we actually offer a trial for anyone that's new to field service news, and that is just £9. So if you're in the States, it's roughly $11, $12 at the moment. That's what? A couple of cups of coffee. That will give you 1 month of full access. All 600 hours of content, white papers, research, great conversations like these. Plus it gives you access to the Field Service News Service Leaders courses, which is over 70 courses designed to help you as a service leader. Now if you want to take advantage of this, do so quickly, because we only do these offers every now and then, because we can only accept a certain volume of members before we have to kind of make sure everyone's onboarded correctly. So the button down below will say unlock with FSN PRO. Okay, that's the button you click. You'll see a code just beneath that. Click that, take that code with you, the page will open into a new page, and you just pop that code just below, at the bottom, just below the payment section. That'll reduce your price down to £9. You can cancel at any time. So if it's not right for you, and I'll be honest, it usually is, and most people do continue on to have the full membership, but if it's not right for you, that's fine, you can cancel and you've still got that access. You can still download everything theoretically, but most people find that because we're adding new content every month, it's a hugely valuable service. So take a look below, take advantage of this opportunity right now and be the best service leader you can. Okay, take care.